Okay, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dev's Journey. Today I will be talking about how I learned Spanish in 8 months. Sorry for the delay in posting videos. I was in Dominican Republic for 10 days and I have a baseball league. So I've been very busy. I've been very busy, but I'm going to try to upload a video once a week or once every other week. Okay, so in this video, I will be talking about how I learned Spanish in 8 months, the tools and resources I use to learn this beautiful language. First, I want to say this. I'm in college. I've been in college this whole time, and don't ever make excuses saying like, "Oh, I'm too busy to learn Spanish," or I can't learn it because I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Those are all excuses. If you really want to learn Spanish, you can learn it. Like I said, I have been busy throughout the last 8 months, but I've still made time to study Spanish and learn it. Okay, so that was a disclaimer. I want to get that out the way. So, my first thing that I highly recommend to learn Spanish is books. So this book right here, it's called Madrigal's Magic Key to Spanish. This book is amazing. I recommend it. If you know no Spanish, I recommend this book right here, because as soon as you open up the book, and go to the first page, you start learning Spanish immediately. They have word problems, and examples at the end of each lesson. And I highly recommend you have a notebook and you write out the problems, and then you can check yourself at the end of it, because they have the correct answer at the end, and that helps a lot. And they also have exams in this book as well. I also recommend you do the exams, and if you don't know something, go back to that chapter or go back and read through that section. Like they do sections from 1 through 10 in this exam, and I think 10 to 20 is an exam, and so on and so forth. So at the end, I recommend you, if you don't understand something, to go back, read it, and study it, because that will help you in the long run, and it won't hurt you. Another book I recommend is a no-nonsense Spanish workbook. That book is very good. It teaches you everything about Spanish. If you're new to learn Spanish, I highly recommend that book. Also, I did not know this until I looked at the book. There's an answer key in the back of the book. So when you're done with the page, I recommend that you go to the back of the book and check your answers to see if you're doing it correctly. This will help you a lot. That book is amazing. They have every type of subjunctive, preterite, imperfect tense, and more in that book, to weather, clothes, and so much more. I can name everything, but just to give you a couple of examples. But yes, that book helped me tremendously. So my number two way on learning Spanish is to get a tutor. You can either use Preply or italki. I personally use Preply. Preply is a platform where you can find tutors for different subjects or topics. I use it for Spanish, of course. So they have all these native Spanish speakers around the world, different countries, and you can learn Spanish like that. They have different prices. The price, it really matters to you. I pay my tutor $8, and she helped me a lot. But I will say this: read the descriptions. See if they can speak English. They have a title that will say if they're good at English, if they're not. I saw my tutor. She, in her description, said she ain't speak no English. But personally, me, I love challenges. I feel like that definitely helped my Spanish improve more, because I had to speak Spanish to her. Like, I remember the first lesson, I asked her, I didn't know no Spanish my first lesson. I'm like, do you speak English? And she looked at me and smiled. She says, no. And she told me the classes are only in Spanish. I was like, oh, wow. Like, so that made my Spanish improve quicker, I feel like. But that's just me. I think if you want to have a tutor that speaks English, definitely do that. But yeah, I've been with my tutor the whole time. I started Spanish in October. From October to June, I've had my tutor. I've had lessons 3 times a week. So with probably you can choose how often you want to take Spanish classes. You could choose 3, or you can do 1 through 5 times a week. Personally, I do 3 times a week. That's like the base plan, or the is what Preply recommends, I should say. They recommend you take classes 3 times a week and you'll reach fluency. My goal is fluency. So it's like a monthly subscription. So I take 3 classes a week, and a month is 4 weeks. So that's 12 classes a month. So I pay one set price to take classes every month. At the end of the class, you can confirm it. I don't know how iTalki works, but I'm talking about Preply because that's what I use. So the number 3 thing I recommend is Tandem. So what Tandem is a language exchange partner app. So, for instance, I'm native in English. I want to learn Spanish. So I see people all over the world that speak Spanish and they want to learn English. So I help them and they help me. So I help them with English, they help me with Spanish. And I really recommend Tandem. I really do, because you can meet people from all over the world. You can form connections, friendships, and if you want to visit them, like if you want to visit a country and you really don't know a lot of people, you can make friends with Tandem. You can also set the countries you want to go to in Tandem, or the countries you want to meet people from. So, for instance, if you want to go to Colombia, you can like change the settings to only meet people in Colombia. I feel like that's very, very, it's very, very good. Also, I recommend on Tandem, don't always text people. They have an option where you can send audio messages, so voice messages. So that's how I practice my speaking. And then they'll send one to you. Sometimes you can practice your comprehension. You can practice your listening skills. Okay, so my number 3 thing to learn a language. My number 4. My number 4 thing to learn a language, learn Spanish, is Meetup. So Meetup is very difficult because it depends on where you're at geographically. For me, I saw Meetup. They have a Spanish group. So for every first Saturday of every month, I go to a coffee shop and I meet Spanish people in my city that learn Spanish. There's natives there. There's Americans there as well, and I practice my talking with them. We drink coffee, we meet, we mingle, and sometimes we even go to restaurants so we can practice ordering in Spanish. But like I said, this is very difficult because not every city has a Spanish group. But I definitely recommend that if you, I would definitely recommend you to check to see if there is a Spanish group in your city where you can meet people and fellowship with them in Spanish and make more connections. But Meetup is more locally. It's not more worldwide. It's more locally. So it's only within your city or within like a radius of your city. So another thing I recommend is YouTube. YouTube helped me dramatically with my Spanish. YouTube's a great tool to learn anything you want, and I definitely found that learning Spanish with YouTube helps. You know, there's so many YouTubers out there. My personal favorite is Speak Spanish Faster. He goes in depth on the languages. He makes videos of certain topics on how to learn Spanish, and there are a lot of YouTubers out there that can help you with Spanish. Um, but yeah, YouTube was a very great tool. I used to watch videos. I still do watch videos every day on different topics, like how do I say this in Spanish, how do I form this in Spanish, and stuff like that. So yes, I definitely recommend YouTube to learn another language, and yeah, so those are my 4 or 5 strong tools that made me learn Spanish and made me have an appreciation for the language. Okay, so I really appreciate you guys watching my video. I hope that you learned a lot, and I hope these tools will be able to help you on your Spanish speaking journey as well. Okay, if you guys could please like, comment, subscribe, that will help me tremendously. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.